Hello, you fucks. Welcome to John Solo's Beer Brigade. I'm John Solo, and there's little Alyssa Gramlin waving. Look at you. Hi.
Hi.
My wife, Jody, she passed on a message. She said, tell Melissa Gramling that I love her. So what I would like to know,
Aw.
first off, is you got something going on with my wife here? What, am I missing something?
No, not at all. She's just a very awesome person.
She's pretty freaking awesome, yes. Thank you, Brooke. Brooke commented in Facebook here that she loves my glasses. That's because I'm lazy. So really what you're saying to me is you love me being lazy. And thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, about 45 minutes ago or so, I got a message from little Alyssa Gramling in Discord saying, hey, I'm home, everything's fine, and I'm ready to go at 1 o'clock. And thank goodness you did, because literally between yesterday and today, I forgot. So, hey, there's that. So,
I kind of figured.
yeah, no, that's good. Thank you very much for reminding me. I do appreciate it. I was knee deep in recording, having a good old time here in the booth, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
shit,
without us.
Without you, yes. In fact, it's going to be that way for a while. But I'm here to tell you, I'm doing really good work. I think y'all are going to like it. It's
I understand that, but we miss seeing your face and miss seeing you, watching you
well,
do your thing.
see, luckily you get to see me at least once a week yourself, and then if you watch Talk to the Beard twice a week still. And I'm not saying this is an indefinite thing, but I'm not, But I'll come back. But I need this right now.
And
It's a
Tracy
good deal.
misses working.
I understand that as well. Lots of guilt. For all you might as well just be Catholic. The way you're just dumping the fucking guilt on me certainly helps. So, anyways,
Yeah.
we got a bunch of releases to get through this week. I'm going to bring up the first one. We'll go
No,
through them.
not
You know
really.
the deal.
But okay.
Well, it's a lot to me. There's a lot of good shit coming out here. We're going to talk about it. First
Yeah,
one
we
up,
will.
we have
Revived, the Dungeon Black Duology Book 2, the upending Tad spin-off of Max and Sean by Cora Knight, narrated by Michael Dean.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the upending Tad thing, that was like one of your first audios ever, right? That was really what got you into this whole deal. So, are you listening?
It was like my second one. Third one?
What was your first one?
Hothead by Damon Suede.
Okay. And you thought that was hot?
It was narrated by Charlie David.
Okay. I like Charlie. I haven't seen Charlie in a few years. But this series in particular, this is the one that really got you hooked, addicted.
Into Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, you started making Amazon orders, and it was on at that point. This is what brought about the Bullet Breaker thing. So hopefully, I'm
Pretty
assuming
much,
you're gonna listen to these at some point. I'm assuming. Is that correct?
I've already listened to this.
Excellent. Well, and I think we might have maybe a Melissa Gramling review a little later on.
Oh yes, we will.
All right. Excellent.
I got a lot to say.
Well, we're gonna move on past it. That one came out on the 3rd. The next one that came out was
Okay. Exclusive Model Love by Kai Brightly and M.D. Gregory, narrated by Keval Shah.
That one came out on the 4th. Next we had
The Falcon and the Foe, Single Dad's Club Book 1 by A.J. Truman, narrated by Nick J. Russo.
That one came out on the 4th. Then we had
Where Death Meets the Devil by L.J. Hayward, narrated by Rowan Scott.
That one came out on the 6th. Then we had
Bad Bishop, a perfect play novel by Layla Rain, narrated by Christian Leatherman.
He makes really good multi-tools, by the way. If you've ever had a Leatherman multi-tool, is keeping your teeth flipping out and it's
seriously doubt it's the same person.
They're fantastic. I really want one. Next we had
The Werewolf Arrest by Wolfgang Glasscock, narrated by Ethan Shaw.
That can't be his name. It just can't, okay? There's some where you're like, well, that could be his name, but it's probably not. Everybody uses pseudonyms, but I'm here to tell you that can't be his real name. That one came out on the 6th. I'm sure it's not. Next we had
A Very Merry Crewmas, a Trials of Fear special by Nikki James, narrated by Adam Gold.
That one came out on the 7th. Then we had
Love and History, The Script Club, Book 6 by Lane Hayes, narrated by Alexander Sandis.
That one came out on the 7th. Then we had
The Adult Industry by Kaleidoscope Press, narrated by Dan Levy.
Also, that cannot be his name. There's no way that it would be convenient as far as that goes.
Oh, God.
You know, what do you think you're going to do for a living, son? I don't know, Dad. My name's Kaleidoscope Press. I might write something. I'm not sure, really. I might be a mechanic. Sure, it went down like
I'm
that.
sure that's just a company
I'm sure.
who got somebody to write something. I don't know.
Yeah, by the way, how many abs
You're
do you think that is? I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it
a
might be
lot?
12. There might be 12 going on there. That ain't natural. I don't think that's a true
No.
story. That one came
No.
out on the 7th. Then we had
Submission, Lions of Locust Falls, Book 2 by Jada Marks, narrated by Eddie Herrera.
I like when you say Herrera. It's always it feels like a party to me, like I should drink tequila. That one came out on the
Nope,
7th.
no tequila for you.
Then we had
Oathbreaker, Fallen Messengers Book 4 by Ava Marie Salinger, narrated by Alex Kidd.
that one came out on the 8th. I'm not sure if there's some sort of restriction for age, like how old you have to be to narrate an MM romance. I get the feeling
I highly doubt he's a kid.
well, he is a kid, in fact. Like if you would say,
What?
What's that man?
Okay.
He's a kid. He's part of the kid family. But that one came out on the 8th as well. Next we had
Dirty Bites, Cole McGinnis Mysteries by Reese Ford, narrated by Greg Tremblay.
You said Boudreaux wrong. That one came out
I
on
didn't.
the 8th as well.
I did not.
We had
Wow. Okay. The Dragon Experiment, Here Be Dragons Book 3 by Louisa Masters, narrated by Joel Leslie.
that one came out on the 8th. The next that we had is actually an audio clip. I'm going to kick back and relax. I'll see you in a few.
Hi, this is narrator Tim Page, and today I want to tell you about a new audiobook that just came out called Unforgettable by Marley Valentine. I co-narrate it with Cooper North, and it's a really fun fake lovers book where our characters have sex in a hotel together and then end up finding each other at work, and one of them asks the other to be a fake boyfriend for a wedding. And as you can imagine, all the lovely things ensue from there. Unforgettable by Marley Valentine is available now wherever you get your audiobooks. I'm Tim Page. I co-narrate it with Cooper North, and I hope you enjoy it.
That is unforgettable. I'll give you that.
He's got such a smooth voice.
Yeah, his voice is actually... It reminds me, I was listening to Stone Temple Pilots the other day when I was working out, and there was this thing that happened with the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots where between their first album and their second, his voice changed dramatically. I mean dramatically. Like on the first album, he's like singing like all the other Seattle singers. And in the second one, suddenly he had kind of a wispier voice. That kind of thing. It was like a huge difference. Tim Page does not sound the same to me now as he did 2 years ago.
When he first started?
Yeah, it's a very different...
He's come a long way, too.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a progression of his talent, which obviously, and especially he's got a lot of work under his belt now, and the man's fucking Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe he just hit puberty, which happens to some of us a little later than others, and maybe that's the case.
Well, Liam DeCosmo has also come a long way since he first started as well.
Yeah, it's amazing what getting a few projects under your belt will do. It really is. Said it before,
Oh, yeah.
like my first 50 projects were horrendous. Now, I've heard guys come out of the gate. Nick J. Russo is a good example of one. Drew Baca was another great example, too, where they came out of the gate sounding really good. That was not me. And I've seen that happen with some other narrators, too, where in the beginning, you're like, I'm not sure if that dude should keep going, and it just takes a bit of experience. So, anyways, that one came out on the 8th. Next, we had...
What did we have? Okay, Lost in Amber, Relic Book 4 by Maz Maddox, narrated by Kurt Graves.
I've been chatting with Kurt Graves all day today. He's a good guy, and I miss him.
Yeah, I bet you have.
That one came out on the 8th as well. Next, we had another audio sample. Here we go.
One ghost from the past. 2 unknown Australian monsters eating people. 3 men who won't let either problem win. Familiars of choice. Healing old wounds. Australian mythology. Yes, Nico and Wiki are in Australia. It goes about as well as anyone could expect. With giant amphibians of unusual size that stump even the MAD research department, Wiki may have summoned Godzilla. In his defense, he was left unsupervised. The next time they have to travel to a different continent, Belle is drugging Nico first. A Mage's Guide to Aussie Terrors, Bria Family Archives Book 2, is written by A.J. Sherwood. Narrated by Tim Page, Michael Ferriolo, Greg Boudreau, and Cooper North.
Hey, Michael, you said Tremblay wrong.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
That's a
No,
whole
he
lot of
didn't.
narrators going on in that project. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that?
The first one only had Tim, Greg, and Michael. No, this one's got Cooper.
Well, is that a true duet where they're always reading their parts,
No.
or is that so? It's 4 different POVs, is what it is. 4
Yeah.
different points of view.
I guess.
Well,
I tried to listen to the first one, but the 3 different. I mean, it would have been good with just 2, but you put the third one in there, and I was just like, nope, that's too much.
It threw you off, huh? That's too much.
I didn't
So
like
now
that.
we've learned. Melissa Gramling's line in the sand is 3 men, like 2 men, I guess, because 3 was too much for you. 4, you might have to. I'm not going to suggest what you would do with 4 men. I don't know, but apparently, I'm not sure. Hey, speaking of which, have you had 5 guys recently?
Oh my God. No.
I made myself laugh with that one. All right.
Yeah, I see that.
That one
You
came
amused
out on
yourself.
the 8th.
Okay.
Yep. We have one more release here. Here we go.
We do? Okay, yeah. Shameless Puck Boy. Puck Boys Book 3 by Eden Finley and Saxon James. Narrated by Iggy Toma and Alexander Sandis.
And that one came out on the 8th. Now, what we've all been waiting for here. I know you had a couple coming on here.
Only 2, yeah. Because the last one was so long.
That's defined as a couple. A few would be 3, but a couple, that's 2. That's why. Anyways, I'm sorry to get into the weeds there with you. The first one that you listened to this week, here we go.
Dating Disaster by, who was it? Saxon James and narrated by Tim Page. It's book 2 of the Franklin U series. I gave this one 3 bullets, and it annoyed the crap out of me. I don't know if that's what the author was going for, but I understand these 2 both had their issues, but Felix and Marshall are the MCs in this book. I was yelling throughout the whole book because they wouldn't talk to each other about anything. They assumed everything. Felix is all about the sexy times, and Marshall was a demisexual and a virgin. So they had 2 very bad dates, and they wouldn't really talk to each other, and Marshall ended up being one of Felix's roommates. Towards the end of the book, I thought they were going on the right path because things were going rather smoothly, but no. They took like 2 steps back and ended up back where they started from. I wanted to both strangle.
Was that at about 80% of the book? Is that where that was? It's the conflict, the last
roughly,
conflict,
yeah.
80%, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
It was about, yeah. Because there was like an hour left of the book, I guess.
Yeah,
so yeah, it was about 80%.
Cool.
Yeah. I wanted to strangle their necks and shake them.
Strangle their necks and shake them. I like that.
Yes. Just like, come on.
Right. Shake and bake. I get it.
But
it sounds like you liked it overall. It sounds like the sexy times.
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Excellent. Very good.
And Tim did a really good job with this, and even he did growl, but he makes pretty noises.
There you go. So there's a lot of redeeming qualities for men that growl. The next one that you listened to this week, and here we go. I'm going to kick back and relax. I might have to step out and have a break while you talk about this, so here we go.
No need. All right. Revived was book 2. This was a bullet breaker.
Hey-o.
Yeah, and like I said, book 2 in the Dungeon Black duology, and Oh my God, talk about a roller coaster of emotions. I thought Unearthed was angst-filled, but it was nothing compared to this one. I stand by my belief that this duology was Michael Dean at his best, and the best narration he has ever done. Cora's words were amazing, pulled you into the book where you felt everything Max and Sean were feeling, but Michael's narration made it 10 times more powerful, and I was in tears several times.
Now,
I
this was
can't give enough
because
praise.
the tears specifically, was that because you broke the bullet? Was that
No.
just saying? Those things are not cheap. All right,
Okay,
sorry. Go ahead,
crying,
please.
not bullet breaking, no. Well, okay.
Well, okay, maybe a bit, maybe. Sorry.
No, there were some sad parts in it, and it was very emotional. I can't give this book enough praise, or these two books enough praise. How Cora wrote them and Michael's performance. And talk about a major book hangover. And I was told that he's doing the second spin-off with Breck and Kai, who are like secondary characters in both series, both books. And yeah, and like the first part of the book, like chapters 2 through 5, which is basically an hour and a half scene between Max and Sean, and which just by listening to it while driving on delivery made me tired.
Yeah, so what you're
I
saying
hate to
is
be
they were, I'm not going to be coy about this, they were fucking. What you're saying is they were fucking for like an hour and a half.
pretty much. It was a whole like I said, it was a whole dom sub thing. Um and they had this one big scene, and it lasted a long time.
I just realized that I should have probably have said, spoilers, Ed, they were fucking.
Oh, they fucking the first one, so
Sorry. So this was
it's not
definitely
really a spoiler.
this is definitely a bullet breaker, and obviously you enjoyed this, and this comes with high praise. I know that you're a big Michael Dean fan, and saying that this was his best work ever is really that's high praise. So please, everybody, run
Yeah, I
out
was
and
chatting
get it.
with Cora yesterday, and she said that when Michael turned this into her, he said that people are going to love this.
Nice.
And I know I did, and I've talked to several others that have loved it, and they've all had like book hangovers as well. So it's going to be
Was
a
it
while
the?
probably before I
I
can
guess
listen to something
maybe
else.
I shouldn't go into these weeds again, but I'm gonna because that's kind of what I do. I know that you enjoy the growly. You enjoy the when narrators, instead of saying a line, let's say there's nothing sexual about this line, an upending Tad spinoff. Instead of saying that, I would go an upending Tad spinoff. That growl there, you really enjoy, and not specifically from me, but from narrators that do it well, place them correctly. The question I'm building up to here is what if Chewbacca were an audiobook narrator? I mean, maybe we could have a dual narrator, or like a duet where maybe somebody else could come in and read the lines, but then occasionally you just have a,
No.
just like that sort of
No, that would
grunty.
make me laugh out loud.
I gotcha. I bet you could probably do
No
like the.
Chewbacca.
Have you heard of the Bigfoot romances where they have a Bigfoot comes and steals the woman? Have you seen those yet? Because I bet you Bigfoot, I mean Chewbacca, similar vocal projection. I bet. Anyways, I'm
No.
gonna leave you. So I'm glad that you really enjoyed this book. I knew that you would, obviously. Thank you for putting everything together. Thank you, even though you were late today, we still got to do this. I appreciate it.
Hey, and you knew that, but
Yeah,
didn't know that at the same time. You forgot.
Exactly. Not
Well,
very
I
good
mean,
with
and
time.
I read these books years ago,
Mhm.
but apparently, since listening to so many and reading so many other books, I'd forgotten a lot of what happened in these. So, but like I said, it was very emotional. And Michael he knocked it out of the park. He really did.
Yeah.
And it was, like I said, one of his pretty much his best. And I told him that, or I posted it in his little Facebook group, and he did respond last night. So
Cool. Well, thank you for putting everything together. We will be back next week on time, I believe, for
yes,
11 a.m. Ramblin' Gramblin'. Of course, this posts the following day at 5 on YouTube. I'll be back on Monday for yet another Talk to the Beard. I love y'all. Thank you very much. Wave to the crowd, little Alyssa Gramlin. Wave to the crowd.